the early 2000s. Russia. It was a strange liminal time. The old rules had died, and the new ones hadn't been written yet. The air in Moscow was a thick cocktail of expensive French perfume, cheap gasoline, and the burnt stench of skidding tires. It was the era of Iron Men, men who didn't know how to talk about feelings, but knew exactly how to keep their word. And into this gray concrete landscape, soaked in both hope and blood, enters him, a black predatory sleek BMW 7 Series, the BOOMER. To the street kids of the 90s, this wasn't just a car. It was a golden ticket to the big leagues, a rolling fortress. But they didn't know yet that this polished steel beast would become their final sanctuary and their tomb. Director Pyotr Buslov didn't just make a gangster flick. He filmed the sound of a generation being ground to dust because they forgot to hit the brakes. Part 2, Four Destinies, The Code Under Fire. The plot tightens like a noose. Four friends, Kat, Killa, Rama, and Oshparenny. Four different lives, but one shared catastrophe. One random road rage incident, one shot fired, and suddenly they are ghosts. Outlaws in a country that's already forgotten them. This is where the real philosophy of manhood begins. The movie is a road trip, but not from point A to point B. It's a journey into the darkest corners of the human heart. Kat, the cat, the silent leader. He sees the abyss ahead, but he doesn't stop. Why? Because of the men behind him. That's his tragedy, leading his brothers to their deaths, because betraying them is a fate worse than dying. Rama, the conscience. His brief romance with a village girl is a silent scream for a life he'll never have. He's the only one who could have escaped. But the code, never leave your own, drags him back into the cold leather seat of the BMW. Part 3, The Philosophy of the Black Idol and the Russian Road. Have you noticed how the car changes? In the beginning, it's a shining symbol of power. By the end, it's a filthy, battered, wounded animal gasping for air. That car is their souls. The Russian road in BOOMER is purgatory. Endless forests, thick fog, broken tracks, and people who have turned into wolves. The heroes realize that their city street cred means nothing in the middle of nowhere. Masculinity here is filtered through absolute loneliness. The big question is, was there ever a choice? The iconic line, "It's not us, it's life," isn't just an excuse. It's a cry of helplessness against fate. But the movie answers harshly. There is always a choice. And when Oshparenny hits the gas in the finale, leaving his brothers in the crosshairs, he makes his. The most terrifying choice a man can make, choosing life at the cost of his honor. Part 4, Deep Cut Facts, Shadows of Reality. 1. The cursed ringtone. When Sergei Shnur wrote that simple electronic melody, he didn't just create a hit, he created a death march. In the film, that ringtone only rings when something dies. It's the modern funeral bell ringing from a pocket. 2. The BMW rejection. When BMW executives read the script, they were horrified. They said, "Our cars are for businessmen, not killers." They refused to provide cars. But after the movie came out, sales of used 7 Series in Russia went through the roof. People fell in love with the image of the wounded wolf. 3. Real cold, real pain. The movie ends in winter. These weren't Hollywood conditions. The actors were actually freezing, sleeping 4 hours a day in the same conditions as their characters. That exhaustion in Kat's eyes at the end? That's not acting. That's a man who has reached his limit. 4. A ghostly legacy. Several crew members from BOOMER later went to work on Sergei Bodrov Jr.'s film The Messenger and never returned from the Carmadon Gorge. This movie was the last work of that legendary crew. It carries a heavy mystical weight. Part 5, the outro. the echo of diamond. In the end, there is only silence and the snow slowly burying the abandoned machine. Bummer is a reminder. Everything in this life has a price tag, and the highest price isn't a bullet. It's the loneliness of the one who stayed alive.